If your flying progress feels slow, it's probably not your skill. It's these 6 reasons. And if you feel stuck, you're probably doing 2 of these right now. I see these in all of my students, and I've done each one of them myself at some point. Number 1, you're not flying consistently. If you're going to fly only once a month, it's like going to the gym just once a month. You may not be falling behind, but you're not progressing either. If you have a break of more than a month, your next lesson or 2 will just be knocking off the rust to get back to where you were when you took your break. You need to be flying 2 or even 3 times a month to make consistent progress. And if you fly more, you'll make rapid progress. The next one is probably the most important. You're flying with the wrong instructor. It's not about good versus bad instructors. Is it a good fit for you? I don't work well with screamers, instructors that just yell at you. I shut down. The learning stops. It's very frustrating. And that can happen to anyone. Once you've flown with a few instructors, you'll know the 1, 2, maybe 3 instructors at your club that you work well with. Figure out their schedules and then fly with them. Next is beating yourself up. We all have a bad lesson. That's normal. A bad day is just data, something that you need to keep working on. A bad lesson is normal. A bad mindset will totally derail your progress. Progress isn't a straight line. You're not going to get better, one lesson better every time you fly. It's going to be more like a circle. You're going to learn a little bit, and then when you come back to a topic, you're going to do it better, and you're going to be at a different point. A lot of this is happening subconsciously, okay? What you're seeing, how you're putting all that information together, and you just can't rush that. And it's also, again, not a linear process. Number 4 can derail an entire pilot's goals of learning to fly, not studying at home. Everyone loves the flying part of flying. It's flying. It's fun. We know it, okay? But the cockpit is the worst classroom, and it's also the most expensive. Whatever your next milestone is, there's something that you should be studying at home. You'll learn faster when you understand why you're doing things, which is why we study. When you look at the airspeed indicator and see those different colors on there, you'll be a better pilot in the air if you understand why those colors are there and what it's telling you. You'll be a better pilot if you understand what the variometer is actually telling you. You'll be a better pilot if you understand why you set the altimeter before you take off the way you do. How does the air pressure change? How does temperature affect that? How does that change day to day? How does it change hour to hour? What does that mean? When you just look at these things without understanding them, it creates a small amount of confusion in your brain, and it slows down your progress because your brain is trying to figure out something that you could have been studying at home. When you're getting ready to solo, you've got to do chair flying. You got to memorize your checklists, and you got to work on your pre-solo exam, your knowledge test from the FAA. Don't leave it to the end. You need that information during the entire learning process. And for your checkride, you must review the missed knowledge test questions with an instructor and get those corrected so that way you understand them. And they have to sign that off. It's a requirement, okay? You also need to start practicing how you will do the oral portion and answering those questions. It's not just that you know the information. The DPE needs to know that you can explain it well enough that he understands that you know it. Okay? 5 is probably the easiest to fix. Flying at the wrong time. If you're a beginner, fly early when the air is calm. When you're just starting out, you don't know if the aircraft is bumping around. You don't know if that's Mother Nature or if it's you that are doing it. Fly when it's calm so you can easily figure that out. Just from personal experience, it was usually me that was the problem, not Mother Nature that I was blaming it on. If you're more advanced, fly later to practice thermaling and at least being able to land in a mild crosswind. When you're flying, getting ready for your check ride, again, fly early. You want to perfect your maneuvers so that way they're ready for presentation to the examiner. And a little bit of tattling on myself, don't avoid flying either the first or the last flight of the day like I did. I don't want to get the glider out. I don't want to spend the extra time. I don't want to put the glider away. I don't want to spend that extra time. These are important skills that you need to learn. Face them. Get out there early. Get the glider ready. So that way, not only are you flying early, but also you're learning the skill of how to pre-flight or how to put away the glider. Finally, flying for fun. How can this be a problem? Flying for fun is great. But if we're flying for fun instead of flying with a purpose, then that can become a problem. If every flight becomes a fun flight, you're avoiding what you actually need to do to progress, to meet that next milestone. My rule is 1 for 1. When I'm working intensely with a student, yes, there might be a great day for thermaling. Okay, we'll put aside the lesson and the goals of the day, and we'll have a flight where you can just thermal as long as you want, get as high as you can, and just enjoy the weather. But the next flight, we're gonna do a training flight where we really focus on it, regardless of how good the conditions are to fly. If you find this useful, please hit the subscribe button down below. And finally, if you're feeling stuck, if you fix even just 1 or 2 of these, you're going to progress a lot faster. You're going to speed it up. And if you can fix all 6 of these, you're going to be ahead of all the other pilots at your club. If you found this useful, I've got some more suggestions for you to improve as a glider pilot. Click on the link above.